Everywhere I look, I see Witching Tower VR described as an action-adventure. But as I trudged through this dark, ominous tower, sword in one hand, torch in the other, exploring every corner for secrets and collectibles, I found myself scratching my head more than engaging in battle. And I couldn't help thinking that maybe this so-called VR action-adventure was just a front for something far more interesting, a well-designed, atmospheric puzzle game. Developer Daily Magic Productions doesn't waste any time showing you what you're up against. From the first moment you set foot in this world, you're being taught how to use items, solve puzzles, and activate your detective vision to see hidden clues around the environment. It's a slow-paced game, and you'll want to pay attention to everything that's being said and notice which items you can take with you and which items are just window dressing. Witching Tower isn't the most VRAF game we have on PlayStation VR, but with a super intuitive inventory system, a practically non-existent UI, and tons of items in the environment to interact with, it definitely comes close. Books can be picked up and thrown, barrels can be destroyed, the bars that line the top of item crates need to be pulled aside to access them, and you've got a pretty cool lasso to tear down cages and walls with. The only thing keeping it from feeling totally immersive, or as impactful as it could be, is a noticeable lack of weight to any of the items or weapons you're using. Though this certainly isn't the end of the world. For a $20 budget title, Witching Tower does a lot of things right. One of the things that Witching Tower does best is creating believable atmosphere. It's pretty obvious that a ton of time and attention was put into the environments. The designers mixed medieval, steampunk, gothic, and religious imagery here, and it all comes together beautifully, even on a technical level. The game looks great in the headset, and aside from the occasionally questionable frame rates here and there, and a little shimmer from the lack of heavy anti-aliasing, which I personally prefer over blurry edges everywhere, everything looks really polished. I loved holding my torch out in front of me and seeing how different materials reflected the light, each in their own way. I only wish the sound design was given as much attention as the graphics though. The moments when the music kicked in felt great, but they're so few and far between. This is kind of a dark, magical adventure, and it seems odd not to have foreboding music in my ear with every step. The lack of music also helps highlight one of my biggest complaints in Witching Tower, the substandard sound effects. The annoying stock audio clips of bats and dogs attacking don't do a great job of telling you which direction they're coming from, or even how far away they are, meaning that the 3D audio here could definitely use some work. And then there's my other big complaint. There's something about hacking away at your attackers that just feels somewhat off. Most of the smaller enemies seem to be lacking any form of real AI, and they're just there to give you something to kill while walking from one place to another. While some of the more formidable opponents, well, I just felt like I was cheating. I understand what the game wants me to do. Wait for them to swing, dodge, and then attack while they're momentarily catching their breath. And I did my best to play it this way, but I don't know. It all just feels a little sloppy, leaving me wishing the sword fighting was physics-based, rather than simply waiting for the enemy to leave themselves exposed. Again, I'm glad the combat's here to give this beautiful world some excitement, but it's certainly not one of Witching Tower's stronger elements. Prior to this, I've gone on record multiple times saying that I absolutely prefer puzzle games that feel like an adventure, with puzzles organically scattered throughout the environments, rather than games that just present you with one puzzle after the next. And the puzzles here are definitely a bit more opaque than something along the lines of, say, The Assembly or even Red Matter, but they're well done and there's a good variety of them. Sometimes you're looking for objects needed to fix broken mechanisms, following directions to make a solvent, or just moving tiles to open a door. And at one point, you even unlock the ability to possess enemies, which changes how you solve puzzles during the back half of the game. Between puzzles, there's a bit of story to take in, but there's not a whole lot going on here narratively. You've been imprisoned in the tower by an evil witch, and you're on a quest to free yourself from the shackles. It works well enough, but it's all mostly background noise, with only one or two memorable scenes.
My appearance, I know it must be startling. I'm glad you're in good health. I'm beginning to believe our queen will protect us.
Witching Tower VR is a game that strives to do a little bit of everything and almost nearly succeeds. I love the puzzles and the atmosphere, the collectibles, and the platinum trophy that should only take you 2 runs maximum to achieve. It does run a little bit on the short side, only clocking in at around 3 hours or so, and the combat does leave a lot to be desired. But puzzle fans should definitely check this one out. It's actually one of PlayStation VR's better games, and I'd say it's a must-have for puzzle adventure fans.
saw the fallen warriors get up. They started cardio boxing.